Friday the 13th is my favorite horror series, and I'm going to give you 13 reasons why that is in reverse order. Number 13, Crispin Glover. He's like the ninth most important character in Friday the 13th Part 4, but his Crispin Gloverness kind of takes over the movie. And I love that this series uses mostly unknown, very earthy, non-Hollywood looking actors, but occasionally you get future famous people like Crispin Glover here or like Kevin Bacon in the first movie, and it's magical to see. Crispin Glover, he was years away from working with David Lynch, but he brings a David Lynch energy to a Friday the 13th movie. You can't take your eyes off of it. You'll never forget how upset he is at being called a dead fuck, and you will certainly never forget the way he says the word corkscrew.
Hey, Ted, where the hell's corkscrew?
Number 12, incompetent policing. I have to give it up for the level of heads in the sand delusion exercised by the local police in this series, especially when you get 6, 7 movies in and they're still like, what are you talking about? Murders at Camp Crystal Lake. I don't believe it. Number 11, the 3D yo-yo. Friday the 13th Part 3 is a 3D movie, but you don't need me to tell you that. You'll know it when you watch it and you see the hundreds of objects that get hurled over and over again at the screen. None more gratuitously so than this yo-yo. Number 10, Quirks. There's a lot of weird shit going on in this series, a lot of weird human behavior, and I love it. This girl in Friday the 13th Part 1 in the bathroom by herself doing a Katharine Hepburn impression to the mirror.
I said, Lizzie, you'll always be plain.
Why is she doing that? Why is this in this movie? I don't know. Fuck you. That's why, because it's awesome. Number 9, not trying to be more than you are. I love how low ambition this series is. The formula is basically the same every time, at least in the franchise's 1980s heyday. Basically, don't try to do too much. Just give me a classic American cheeseburger. Just give me horny teens going to a lake and getting killed over the course of 1 or 2 days. That is all I want. You don't need to do anything else. Number 8, Betsy Palmer. Betsy Palmer plays Mrs. Pamela Voorhees, the killer in the first Friday the 13th movie. But you get a good 10 minutes or so with her pretending that she's not the killer, that she's a good guy. And she is just monologuing at the final girl of that movie, Alice. And Betsy Palmer was this actress from an earlier era of Hollywood. She was like a soap actress from the 50s, and she sounds like it. Her speaking voice, like her acting, didn't get updated for the 80s, and it sounds so weird. And that makes it all the more effective because it's so unexpected that this lady suddenly wanders on screen. She's like, hello, little girl. What are you doing here? I'm Mrs. Voorhees. We need to get out of here. Oh, the killer's got to come get us now. It's really, I think she's a really underappreciated part of what's great about this series is this lunatic lady who's like unstuck in time. Number 7, romance. You might think Friday the 13th is a sleazy series about teenagers who go to a lake to have sex and then get killed. And I would counter it's a wholesome series about teenagers who go to a lake and get killed and have sex. There are so many couples in this series, and they're all so excited to be having consensual and enthusiastic sex with each other. I love to see it. There's a surprising amount of romance in this series. None better than in Friday the 13th Part 5, when this lovely little couple serenades each other while the guy is inside a porta potty taking a shit. It's really sweet. All these horny romantic couples, they get to go have sex, and yeah, they get killed afterward, but they don't know that while they're having sex. I'm happy for them. Number 6, this sequence in Friday the 13th Part 1. The first movie isn't my favorite in the series, but it's pretty different from all the movies that follow. It's trying to be a little more like higher art in a weird way, but I love the way it concludes with this extremely surreal sequence where Alice, after having defeated Mrs. Voorhees, just floats serenely in the lake as this Twin Peaks music plays, and it's so eerie and yet so soothing. Knowing Jason is about to jump out of the water and get her makes it all the scarier. But even if he never did that, I would watch this play for like 75 straight minutes. I would play it on a loop. It could be, like my wife likes to say, a Yule log on the TV. I could just watch this forever. Speaking of that, number 5, sounds. The score, which was originally by Harry Manfredini, it's a ripoff of Bernard Herrmann's Psycho score, but that's okay. It's a good thing to rip off. It's scary. It's fun as hell. It's just scratchy strings. And obviously the iconic chee, 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 pop, 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 which I believe was him saying Mrs. Voorhees' line, kill her, mom, kill, 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 mom, mom, mom. At least that's what I've heard. But the sound design also is wonderful. You get so much ambient, nature sounds. It makes everything all the more scary and surreal because you feel like you're actually in nature, and a killer's going to come get you. Number 4, Jason. Like his spiritual brothers, Michael and Leatherface, Jason is inherently sad and tragic. But what sets Jason apart is his sweetness. He is just killing because he's sad about his mom. Aww. And he's only killing because you came on his turf. Like, except when he goes to Manhattan, or in Friday Part 2 when he kills Alice at her house. But forget about that. I think Jason, he's a sweetheart. I think I could fix him, is what I'm saying. Number 3, locations. These movies are all low budget, but one reason that they succeed at the craft level is because they are all shot on location. They get so much mileage out of shooting in real woods and by real lakes, especially the first 2 movies, which were shot in New Jersey. They look so distinctively un-Hollywood because they're shot in the East Coast. These look like northeastern East Coast woods, smaller than the big forests you would get in California if you filmed it there, and you feel it when you're watching it. I never ever want to go camping, except when I'm watching these movies about people who go camping and get killed. I think I should be doing that too. Number 2, craft. Halloween has John Carpenter, Texas Chainsaw Massacre has Tobe Hooper, and Nightmare on Elm Street has Wes Craven. But the Friday the 13th series doesn't have a major horror director like that who would go on to great future success. Instead, it has a series of just skilled craftsmen directors who just come in and get the job done. These movies are shot very well. They're staged well. They're paced well. You get really solid, but like unspectacular, unshowy performances from their usually inexperienced casts. And that is a testament to the directors like Steve Miner and Sean Cunningham. And it's also a testament to craftspeople like Tom Savini, who did the makeup effects on the first movie and set the bar really high for classic practical effects, makeup, fake blood, prosthetics. These things will never not look good. These movies are going to look good 100 years from now in a way that movies being made right now in 2024 are not. And number 1, finally, this is a little broad, but my number 1 thing that I love about the Friday the 13th series is the 1980s. There were 8 movies produced for this series over the course of the 1980s, and as a consequence, this series is an impeccable time capsule of that period because it didn't intend to be. But you can track the fashion, the look, the cultural attitudes, the acting styles, the music. You get a wonderful first-hand document in this series of what it was all like. And it's not like the 80s are my favorite decade, but when I look at how well this series captures how like gross, I don't know, how just real this all looks and feels. I get a ton of nostalgia for this time period that I didn't actually live through except when I was a baby. For that reason, I barely even consider the Friday the 13th movies that were produced after the 1980s. Like, to me, they're non-canon. I mean, it's not like I think that much into it, but the series shouldn't have left the 80s. I'll watch any sequels that were produced after that. If they make series or sequels in the future, I'll give them the time of day. But by not being produced in the 1980s, they won't be able to recapture the magic that even the bad 1980s Friday the 13th movies have. So let me know what you love about Friday the 13th, the series. Let me know things I may have missed, things like kills. And if you want to hear more about me talking about Friday the 13th, you can listen to the episode of the podcast Load Bearing Beams that I host with my wife, Lacey. Our newest episode is about Friday the 13th, Part 2, my favorite movie in the series. That episode is out now. You can get it wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever. Check it out, please.